Here we go. The question for today that I am kicking off with is, what do the moon, music, and journaling have in common? They are part of a manifesting trifecta, as I choose to call it, and they all help you tap into your feelings and emotions, which is a crucial component of manifesting. So, what I'm going to do is, first of all, go through each of them, the moon, music, and journaling, individually, and just kind of touch on how it is that they're part of this trifecta. And then I will be sharing with you how you can use them all together and a way that you can join in with the community, the Blue Moon Manifestations community, and put this into practice. So let's get going. Let's see. First of all, the moon. The moon, we've all seen the moon, and this is not so much part of the trifecta, but one of the things that I really love about the moon, there's many things, but one of the things that I really just land on quite often is that the moon in the sky that we all see and have seen and can appreciate or just know it's there, whether we work with it or not, is the same exact moon that is seen by every single person on the planet, right? There are things that we all have, like geography, different geographies, oceans, waters, rivers, whatever, that are unique to our region. And some of us may travel and see things, far beyond our local area. But no one, as far as I know, at least, the way I see it, not everyone is going to see all of the exact same things as everyone else. But the moon, we have this in common. Every single person sees the same moon, and every single person who has ever lived on the planet and who will live on the planet will see the exact same moon that you and I are. And so it's this connection that I feel to our ancestors, to our past, and to our future, because we will be that connection for the people in the future. And even every living, everything on Earth, has been touched by the moon. The moonlight, plants and animals and all that. You could go quite deep into that. But it's one of the things that I really happen to love about the moon. And that's not why I work with the moon. It's just something that I love about working with the moon and just the moon in general. So in astrology, the moon represents our emotional side, our feelings, internal feelings, our intuition, and memories, our memories that we have. It also relates to how you nurture and care for others, as well as how you yourself like or need to be nurtured. So this really ties into astrology in the sense of your moon sign. We all have a sun sign, which we all know, and a moon sign, which is not the topic for today, but I will most definitely cover that on a podcast episode, and probably more than once. It's something that is quite vast. And so keep an eye out for that, or just let me know what aspect of a moon sign, why not? Or if you know nothing about moon signs, if you're interested in learning about this and what you would like me to answer. And all you have to do is email me at vision, VISION, at bluemoonmanifestations.com with your questions and ideas. Because like I said, I will be talking about many aspects of the moon here on this podcast. So with that, so the moon is tied to our internal being, our internal emotions, things that are the inside that we don't always let or like other people to see. We're aware of them, even if we push them down, the feelings and thoughts and things, even if we push them down and suppress them, we're aware of them. We are the ones that experience them firsthand. Other people may witness that, like if someone sees us crying or laughing or being angry, they may witness that, but we are the only ones who really experience that in the really visceral sense, right? Where we are feeling the things, not simply just witnessing it. So the moon is associated with our emotions. And so music is the next component of this trifecta. So music, any kind of music, right? There are so many genres, but you may have heard or seen memes or postings or things along the lines that say something like music is the language of the soul, or many versions or iterations of that. So I think there's some truth to that, because there doesn't need to be words with music. There are frequently with lyrics, but there doesn't need to be words for us to experience how music helps us tap into or feel emotions. And I forgot to look at our comments here on my phone. So there we go. Okay, we're all set. So music can immediately trigger a memory, right? Immediately, whether we're aware of it or not, can immediately trigger a memory, which in turn evokes an emotion associated with that memory. And, you know, whether it's a positive memory or a negative memory, or even just a blah, neutral, you know, run of the mill memory, if you will, music can very immediately trigger those emotions via the memory and how we think or feel about that memory. Music can be helpful in releasing emotions. When we cry, we release emotions. And when we laugh, we're also releasing emotions. We're experiencing them and we are releasing them. Let's see. And it can help you feel a way that you want to feel. So for instance, if you're just kind of in a, you know, blah or ho-hum mood, or just kind of not feeling that energetic, but you want to feel better, you want to get a boost of energy, a lot of times we play music, right? We play music that gets our heart pumping. We play music when we're exercising to keep us going and motivated and give us something to focus on, if nothing else, right? So it can evoke a memory immediately just by hearing it. And a lot of times when I think about releasing emotions, with crying more specifically, because laughter and things like that, that's not usually something people want to suppress. But for crying, a lot of times people have difficulty, or they say, you know, I don't cry. I don't either like to cry, or I just don't easily cry. I don't like, you know, it's just hard for me to really do that. I've closed off my emotions so often or so much. Oftentimes, music can be the vessel that helps access that. And a lot of times, that is why I think, especially for me, I can say this firsthand, when we cry for movies or TV shows or even commercials, because yes, I have been known to cry for a commercial. So whether we are, you know, crying for whatever reason with music or with movies, when we cry along with other people or things in the movie make us cry, that is a way to access that emotion and that release, that emotional release, if it's something that doesn't come easily to you or that you simply don't like. And even though we're crying for, you know, whatever reason, or along with whoever or whatever is happening in the movie or the TV show, it is also because it touches something in us. If we had no correlation, no reference for what this person is experiencing or what is happening, we wouldn't cry. So it's helping us tap into that via watching someone else experiencing it and allowing us to also cry along with. So whether a movie is involved or not, listening to music that is very emotional and heartfelt and tender, or whatever it is that helps you access that, can help you release, or, you know, get that emotional release and help you get in a good cry. Because I do think we all need a good cry. Janice. Um, and so music can be helpful in releasing. Let's see. I have several here for music. Uh, it can also, let's see, what did I write here? Make sure I read it correctly. It can also evoke emotion, even when we don't have a specific memory attached to it. So that's a little bit like I said with the movie or music that helps us access that. But even if we don't have a specific memory attached to it, this is what I talked about at the beginning, where some people say that music is the language of the soul. We can get a sense of what's coming, right? Music in the movie or the TV show, or it's scary, or it's light and funny. Something fun is going to happen. We get a sense of that based on the music. So we get a sense of what's coming or the feeling of the scene or the area with the background music. And a lot of times we don't even realize that the music is going. We're not like consciously aware of it, but it's this guide, if you will, as to kind of what's going on. Because have you ever watched a movie, like have it on mute and you're watching it with no sound whatsoever? It just doesn't have the same effect, right? It doesn't come across the same way. We may still know what's going on. We may still see kind of people's reactions, but with no sound whatsoever, it doesn't have the same effect. And I actually looked this up a bit because I started thinking when I was preparing my notes for this, what about silent movies? It's like we know, or I know, because I didn't watch a ton of silent films, but I'm aware of them. I've seen, the Charlie Chaplin films and things like that. But I started thinking about that. And it's like, okay, so there's no words in silent movies, but was there always music with them? Because I do remember watching the movies and the silent films or bits of them, and how they had the music to kind of help guide us and know what was happening, whether there was we were reading the captions or the subtitles or not, or even before that. I don't know if they always had subtitles. I didn't look into that part of it. But what I also learned is that when silent films initiated, they would be shown at, movie houses or theaters or different places. And they actually had live music accompaniment to the silent film. It wasn't embedded in the film or the reel or however. I don't know the terminology on that. If you're a movie person, you can let me know. But they had live music accompaniment, either be it a piano or up to a full orchestra, depending on the setting and the situation. So music, if you look at it that way, is actually more important than the words, right? Because music can tell the story simply by the tone and the speed and the feeling of what it portrays. So let's see, make sure I scroll in the right place for my notes. So yes. Okay. So those are the bullet points on music and how that is a way for us to tap into and connect with our emotions. And the final component of this manifesting trifecta that I'm talking about is journaling. And you can apply this to any method of journaling. There's many, many, many methods and ways that you can journal. And that will also be something that I frequently probably touch on here on this podcast and on the lives, because it's something that I do regularly and I do multiple forms of it. So that's something else you can provide feedback to me about what type of journaling, what questions you have about journaling in general, because it is a topic that I will come back to more often than not. So journaling, you can write out and process your emotions by writing in a journal, or just writing down how you're feeling every day or how something made you feel. You can process these emotions or access them by writing in a journal. You can also, through journaling in whatever method you choose, you can investigate where or what is the reason or the underlying cause, I guess, if you will, for the emotions that you're experiencing. So it's kind of like getting to know yourself, kind of doing that investigative work through the journaling process and digging down, peeling back the layers of the emotions. You can also release emotion through journaling, not just in writing, like I said, but this is, I guess technically, I don't know if it would be considered journaling, but since I have been known to do this in a journal and I learned about it as a journaling method and other people have learned about it too. I think I learned this from Gabby Bernstein in either a talk that I saw or her videos or podcast or something, but you can release anger, frustration, anything resentment, anything that is undesirable, we'll just put it that way, by simply scribbling or just kind of, I know if you're not watching this on video on the podcast, like when you get a pencil and you just scribble, no words, just like back and forth, like, big blobs on a page. I learned that as rage on a page, where you are getting out the rage, getting out the frustration, the anger, the jealousy, whatever it is that is undesirable, you are getting that out of your system via the method of a pen or pencil, and you just kind of scribble and go back and forth. You see little kids do this, right? And little kids are brilliant. They just aren't aware. They just do this naturally when they're mad or when they've gone out of the lines and it was so perfect. Then they just scribble all over it. It's like, oh, hell with it then. Basically they don't say that, but that's that's exactly the same thing, where you're just kind of getting out the energy of that anger or that frustration, and it's out of you. You're not holding on to it at all or anymore or as much. And so that is something I learned as rage on a page, and you're not writing words. Maybe at that point you're too wound up or it's too difficult to even put into words. You simply can start by scribbling it out like little kids. You can even use a crayon if that helps really tap into that. I'm not thinking of the right word, but basic, intuitive, acts, things that kids do and they don't always know why, but that's true intuition right there. So that's a whole other topic as well. So the three components of the manifesting trifecta that I am talking about today, or that I have been talking about, are the moon, music, and journaling. And there are other manifesting trifectas that I think, kind of work well together. So this is one of them. And I will cover, again, other manifesting trifectas and how they overlap and interweave with this one, because it is kind of, even though we talk about things kind of compartmentalized, like by episode or a specific topic, they're really all interconnected. And so it's just a way of learning them piece by piece and then seeing how it all plays together and learning how to do that for ourselves. But the reason that I'm sharing this particular trifecta with you today is because of my upcoming Manifesting with Music journal or scripting challenge. This is a completely free challenge, and it starts in the Moon Manifesting Rockstars Facebook group on Monday, April 17th, which is also my birthday. So I'm kicking this new thing off this challenge off on my birthday, which is just fabulous. So you'll get some insights as to, things about my birthday through the challenge as well. But this challenge is using the scripting manifesting method. And scripting, for those of you that don't know or just are not quite sure, scripting is a journaling method. So I did the whole episode last week was about scripting. And so in general, so if you haven't checked that out yet, you can just go back one episode and learn what scripting is. But in very brief summary. It is a method where you write out what you want your life to look like, or what you want to happen, or the type of person you want to be, as if you're writing a movie script or a TV script or just the script for your life. And you write it in present tense, and it doesn't matter your current circumstances. There is no limitations as you write your script. And I also, scripts scripts are very frequently edited. So there's no reason why, if you're writing something and then later on something in life happens, or you change your mind, or your desires change, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, because in real life, for movies and TV shows and plays and all these things, scripts go through multiple iterations and the editing process numerous times. So never feel bad. Scripting is just a way of dreaming as well, allowing you to tap into those big dreams. So go back and listen to last week's episode, or watch the video if you haven't yet. But this particular challenge that I am starting on Monday is, of course, going to have my own personal twist on it. So it's manifesting with music, because my focus through this challenge is going to be helping you use music lyrics to script. You will learn how to use them as journal prompts. You will learn how you can, make them your own. You will learn how they can inspire affirmations and mantras and all these different ways that you can use lyrics or music to write the lyrics, or script, if you will, scripting out your lyrics of your rock star life. And the reason that I use the term rock star is, yes, I like music, and yes, I'm a, rocker metalhead, to the core, but that's not why I used that term. The reason I use the term rock star life is because I see it like when people say I'm going to be a rock star, or I want to be a rock star, people think that's unrealistic. They think it's too far out of reach. And so that's how I associate going after your dreams. The ones that other people say, that's not for you, it's too far out of reach. Oh, who do you think you are wanting that dream or having that dream? So that's why I use that terminology. It happens to fit with my personality as well, and my likes and such, but it's that ambition that I don't care, because rock stars, that you listen to their stories, the ones that struggled and slept in alleys and all these things. And I'm not saying you have to do that, not by any means, but just that drive, that desire, that I don't give a damn what other people say. I don't care if others believe in me or not. I believe in myself. I believe in my dreams, and it doesn't have to make sense to anybody. So that's that energy and the reason that I use that terminology, because for me, that's what really it embodies. So this journaling or scripting challenge is going to show you how to use the song lyrics, whatever genre. So it's not limited to just the type of music I like. You will be able to apply this. I will give you some samples of song lyrics, and then some additional or journal prompts that come from those song lyrics. So you'll learn different ways to work with this. Oops, just dropped my phone. I can't see the comments anymore because I was looking at them on my phone. So that starts on Monday, like I said, in the Moon Manifesting Rockstars Facebook group. If you're already in the group, that's all you need. That's all you need to do to have access to it, because it's happening there for free. If you're not in the group, wherever you happen to be listening to or watching this, look in the description or the caption, and you will find the link to that group. If you're really not into Facebook groups, the lives will also be streamed on my Blue Moon Manifestations page. You just won't have access to the, what is the word I'm looking for? Like the daily accountability, or where people are posting their experiences. That's going to be strictly in the group and not on the page. But if you're looking to just watch the videos or listen or catch the replays, you will be able to catch that on the Blue Moon Manifestations Facebook page as well. And if you are looking to participate in this challenge and you would like to get reminder emails, like the reminder of when the live is and that it's upcoming and going to start, as well as recap emails, which will bring you the links directly into your inbox where you can catch the replays, then there is a separate link in the description or captions where you can register your email address. And all that will do is that I will be people on that list. I will be sending the reminder emails as well as the recap emails as well. So that is voluntary. Really, the only thing to participate is to watch on the page or join the group. And the group is open all the time. So that is just a cool place to hang out for these challenges and other activities, as well as the group, the community that's in there. And that's it. If you are if the challenge has already happened, then there will be a link at that point where you can join the group anyway, because the group is always open. So that's going to remain. And also to get the manifesting songs playlist that is also available all the time. And so by getting in on those, you will just know when the next things are coming up and be in our Blue Moon Manifestations community world and join the party anyway. So these things, I do them periodically, and I'm excited to jump into this one because this is actually the first challenge of this year. Earlier this year, I did a workshop, but I haven't done a challenge yet this year. So this is the first one, and I'm excited to dive into it. So if you guys have specific questions, feedback, topics that you would like me to cover or talk about on the podcast, email me. The email is vision@bluemoonmanifestations.com. And I believe that's it. I look forward to seeing you guys.